They'll take advantage of you if you allow them, if you don't know your worth. And then it's like a double-edged sword, because if you know your worth and then you stand on that and you make people respect you, and then it's like, how dare you? And this may just be a woman thing. This may just be a Black woman thing, but it's like you'll work really, really hard and people will still say like you don't deserve it. So you'll work harder to get their approval, and they'll say you don't deserve it, or they'll say that is another reason why. And I kept doing that, and I kept working harder and harder and harder. And it's like, no matter what I did, no matter how many certifications I got, no matter how many degrees I got, it didn't matter, right? Everyone's like, she only got that because she's Black. She only got that because she's a woman. She only got that because she's pretty. And it's just like, you don't see all these degrees behind me? You don't see all these certifications behind me? You don't see this 9 years of service? You didn't see the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this. You don't see the PTSD.
Hey, who you know hella cold with a heart of gold. Slick was slipping in some gems when the shade thrown. Hit you with knowledge and polish, pushing the positive, steady, petty, plotting with the thought you get something out of it. That petty like a second language, speaking it fluently. Effortless with finesse to a T smoothly. Guiding you from breakdowns to breakthroughs per usually. Poetically petty, that's so juicy.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, That's So Juicy, and welcome back to season 2 of the Poetically Petty podcast. Now, first off, I just want to thank everybody who has been supporting me through this season and last season. All of my subscribers, everyone that's been watching, everybody that's been keeping up, especially my guests. I could not have this amazing show the way it is without my guests. So shout out to y'all, and shout out to the people that's been actually reaching out and asking me, when you gonna have me on the show? When can I be a guest? Like, listen, I'm working on my list. I've been reaching out to some people, y'all. I'm excited. I'm glad you guys are excited. But let's go ahead and get into this episode, y'all, because I have been scrolling my timeline. It's been a little bit slow at work. I've been scrolling my timeline, and my timeline has been full of like early 2000s and 90s stuff. And we just been reminiscing like Mary J. Blige. And y'all, I want to know, y'all put in the comments, what are some things that you guys miss from your childhood or from the early 2000s? Because I have been seeing people all over TikTok talk about how we used to be like, yeah, we really was out here dancing, y'all. House parties, okay. I remember going to house parties. You wasn't getting dressed up. You was putting on some forces in a beater. You walk in with a fresh silk press, a fresh wrap, and then you leaving with a ponytail because it was not making it. Them basement parties used to be everything. Y'all know me. I've been trying to practice and see how many house parties I have left in these knees, and I got like two in a possible. And the possible part is tequila. So yeah. But y'all let me know how many y'all have left in y'all knees, okay? But y'all, them house parties, okay, was a workout. I was in the best shape of my life when I was partying, okay? And then in college, like, I feel bad for the young kids because clubs ain't the same as what they used to be when I was in college, okay? Before the couches, before the sections, club like all day long. That's really what kind of started to make. I wasn't really a big drinker. I'm still not a big drinker, but that's really what it was because I had to be, we had to be business casual, right? And we had to wear heels, and my feet used to hurt because I dance. I like to dance. I like to twerk. We was getting busy in the club, okay? And my feet would hurt. So my friend was like, "Hey, you got to take a little. When your feet start to hurt, start to get a little tingly, you just take a shot so you don't feel your feet." So that's kind of what started me drinking, y'all. I know, terrible. But I was just thinking about the things I miss, and I was like, man, I miss corner stores. That's not really, I mean, I guess in some places it is. I miss corner stores, and I'm a Midwest girly, okay, Ohio, Northeast Ohio to be exact, 330. And I really, really miss the drive-throughs. Y'all don't know nothing about the drive-throughs. And every time people go and visit, they be like, "Oh, you guys are so lazy. A drive-through convenience store. Oh my gosh, like how hard is it?" It's not hard. It's not hard, okay? But when it's 5 a.m. and you got to get the kids up and you realize you ain't got no milk for their cereal and you ain't really about to cook, you need to just run to the store real quick. Nobody wants to why they put the milk and the eggs and everything all the way in the back of the store. You got to walk all the way in the back of the store and you in your robe and everything like that. Or mhm, you can go to a drive-through. Okay, we get it at all the corner stores. Or you can actually, some are just drive-throughs. Like you can't get out, you just drive through. And you can go get you some milk, some bread, some eggs, okay, some cigarettes, some juice, some liquor. And if you in the hood, you can get you a tall tea, a pack of t-shirts, some jewelry, and something else without getting out of your car. It's convenient. Okay. A convenient store makes it convenient for you. And I miss drive-throughs because there's times where I don't feel like getting out the car, especially when it's raining. Like, don't nobody want to do that. When it's raining and you trying to go shopping real quick or run to the store, don't nobody want to get out of the car. I'm gonna go to a drive-through. I only got to get like two, three things, and then you got to stand in the line all day. It's self-checkout, like you work there, all right, and you just got like just it's just kids. I miss social distancing too. Okay, I miss COVID time just for the point of social distancing. COVID was horrible, but I miss it because of the social distancing and all of that, y'all. Because listen to me when I tell you, it made my shopping experience so much better. Okay. It made my shopping experience so much better. So, with that being said, we just gonna hop right into this first segment, y'all. Y'all already know how this go. I ain't even about to hold y'all. We jumping right into it. So we're gonna go right into petty pet peeves. Where do I start? Let's stick with the grocery store shopping. I cannot any shopping. This is why I miss social distancing. Why don't y'all know about personal space? Why don't y'all know about personal space? Okay. And those of you who do it, y'all know who y'all are. Okay. You know who you are because you know you be getting them looks like, and they turn around and be like, you know that's what that means. Why you right here? Why you breathing on the back of my neck? Okay, you being right here is not gonna make this line go any faster. So why must you be here? You want to rush to go to the people that's checking out. Go stand behind them like that. Not me. I'm not the one that's going slow, ringing everything out. I cannot, and it's always somebody older, and it's always somebody that don't look like me. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or what it is. I can't stand it. Like, I can't. Now, would I be petty if I go ahead and I pass gas? If I just keep passing gas while you right here, so you can go ahead and swallow that? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yep, it was me. You feel like that? If you back up, you wouldn't swallow that. If you backed up, you wouldn't be all up on me like that, and you wouldn't even smell this. It wouldn't be in your mouth right now, all up in here, all up in here. Like, why do y'all? I don't understand why you would want to do. I mean, do I smell good? I'd be smelling good, so maybe that's why. But y'all be all up on everybody. Why do y'all do that? Why? Well, and even during social distancing, okay, when they even had the little marks on the floor, some of y'all was still all up on me. Like all in my personal space, all in my mouth when I'm talking, like literally just staring. Remember, you used to look at people when they staring and they turn. Like y'all don't even be turning. Like what is that? What is that? I can't stand it. It drives me insane, especially in a grocery store while we're waiting at Walmart. I need y'all to do something. I need to open them aisles. Like all these cashiers be standing there telling you which one, what's open, what's open. Go to a lane and open it. Open that. Stop telling me which one of these self. I don't work here. I don't work here. Go to a lane. Standing here and directing track. You need 2 to 3 Walmart greeters. I don't need all of y'all. Go pick a register. Open a register so Shorty can get up off my back. Please go do that so Shorty can get off my back. And then if it's not like an adult, you got the adults with the kids. Why y'all let y'all kids push the buggy? Why do y'all let y'all kids push the buggy? They ramming into the back of me. and tearing my ankles up. You hear me? And then to turn around, you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, the first time, okay, cool. They're a kid. They don't know no better. They was doing all that. At that point, you need to take over. You need to get the buggy because your kid is out of control. The second, third time, I'm gonna turn around and I'm ramming both of y'all. Both y'all. Let me see how you like it. Okay, put him or her in the buggy and keep them in there because they don't know how to act right. I can't like, oh my gosh. And how I want to know how do you because I don't be liking to like talk to nobody's kids or yell at them or anything like that, right? It's not you say something to the parents. But how do y'all deal with that? Have you ever had that happen to you? I'm sure y'all have. But when someone's kid is in the store and they are cutting up. Now, I feel like when it's like Nana and Papa, they can say something because the elders can say something, whatever. Even though these young kids be cussing Nana and Papa out and all that stuff. But okay, they gonna say something because that's just their generation. That's what they're used to, right? It takes a community, so that's what they did. But when you're younger, when you're my age, or you're not, when you auntie or even younger than that, you can't really do that, right? And I'm cool with that. I understand that because don't talk to my nephews. But like, what do y'all say? I don't be saying nothing. I just turn around and I be giving them that stare, like, you got to look at the kid and look at, cause like, what are you doing? And if y'all, it even bothers me more when they don't understand that look. Why don't you know this look? You're an adult. You should know this look. Like your parents, somebody in your life of authority had to give you this look before. And with social media, if nobody in your family have ever done that, you should know by now what this look means. Okay? What crazy eyes mean. And then if you don't know, if you're unsure because you shopping and you ain't paying attention to your kid doing it, that's what when I look at him or her, that's what that means. Get your kids. And then there has been a couple times where I had to say, "Can you get your kid, please? Like, can you watch your buggy?" They keep hitting me with their buggy. And they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Stop it." Okay. You said something, you did something. But if they do it again, ma'am, sir, get your now am I wrong if I curse at them? I don't be trying to curse. I'm not a big cusser anyway, but you don't want to do that in front of the kids. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, I can't put hands on them. I ain't supposed to put hands on you. But like at some point, somebody has to have some type of hands put somewhere. Either you putting hands on that buggy or I'm putting hands on you. Like, at some point, something needs to be done. Like, why do y'all do that? I don't have kids. Even when I would be in the store with my nephews, I let them push it, and you get the speech when you go in the store. Don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing. You ain't getting nothing, right? I also added, and if you push the buggy, don't be all up on people. Stay near me. Don't be wandering off. Stay here. Don't move. Don't block the aisle. That's another thing. Why y'all be blocking the aisle? Move out the way. Move. Move. If you shopping, my thing is like, if I want something on that side of the aisle, on the left side, I put my buggy on the right side and I watch from that side so people can still watch through. I hate when people stop right in the middle. I hate when people stop right in the middle. And if I see somebody trying to get something on this side, I'm gonna move out the way. Y'all don't be doing that. Y'all don't be doing that. Y'all kids don't be doing that. I even teach my nephews that. I'm like, come over here. Watch what you gotta watch the people in the aisle. If they look like they looking over there, move the buggy back. Come over here. Go over there. And yes, I say buggy. It ain't shopping cart, okay? It's buggy. But like I would teach my nephews that because I can't stand when I'm in the store and other adults have not taught their children that or whomever they have with them. Or maybe they just some of y'all just don't be caring. Some of y'all just rude, y'all privileged, and like y'all just don't care. You don't think it's a problem. I just be feeling like your kids be beating you at home. That's what I assume every time. Your kids run that house, they be putting hands on you at home, and you just happy you out in public and they're not doing it too crazy. But y'all, those are my shopping pet peeves, okay? Biggest pet peeves in a grocery store. Now let's go to clothing stores. We're going to go back to these kids because when I'm in the bathroom, first of all, bathrooms are disgusting. Public bathrooms are disgusting. And if you watched season 1, episode 2, I already told y'all about my rest stop incident with a child in the bathroom. I also hate when y'all got kids and like y'all ever had a kid, you're using a bathroom in like a public restroom and they come under the stall that you're in, or they're peeking, or they're like touching your leg. First of all, get your child off this nasty floor. What are you doing? Like, what? I can't. I understand sometimes you got to run in there, do what you got to do, and then the kid try to take off while you're using the bathroom. It's tough. It's difficult. I get that. But some of y'all don't even be saying nothing. Like, I know you're in the stall. The stall ain't but so big. You're using the bathroom. You don't see this toddler crawling under the stalls and go. You don't get a leash. Get a leash. I know we made fun of it before, but y'all get a leash. Get a leash if you can't control them. If your voice, if this look or you raising your voice is not enough for them to understand that you are not joking, get a leash. They don't respect you. Get a leash. These kids is out of control. I've had that, like a kid just like I'm in a bathroom, they're just like reaching. I just see little hands, little hands coming under my stall. And I'm like, ma'am, your child is reaching under the stall. And then you just see like a little head trying to I'm like, your child. And they're like, oh, and grab the kid back. I'm like, that's disgusting. They're on the floor on their hands and knees in the bathroom. Kids be touching their face. They be touching your face. They want to get snacks, putting their hands in their mouth. Ugh, ugh. No. When I tell you, we used to be yelling. I don't have any nieces, so we ain't have to have the this is how you use the bathroom squat over the toilet type vibe. My nephews, they was pretty good, but even so, they didn't know. Like we just had to teach them, like, hey, we not pooping in no public bathroom because I ain't trying to have you sit on this toilet. Ain't enough tissue to put on tissue nest, none of that. Bathroom etiquette. Like, why y'all not teaching y'all kids bathroom etiquette? Public bathroom etiquette. It might be a little different from home, but why y'all not teaching y'all kids bathroom etiquette? Like, this is nasty. This is gross. Why you crawling under the stall? Then you got the ones, if they're not in the bathroom crawling under the stall. I've had kids crawl. Shout out to the stores that have fitting rooms that don't have the little underneath part, just the door, because those are great. I've had kids crawl all the way down. It was like 5 or 6. I think I was in Forever 21 or something like that, or H&M. I think it was Forever 21 because they used to have like hella dressing rooms. This kid is just going under all the stalls, just running from the mom. And it's like, you know what? I don't even blame the mom in that situation because she's in a fitting room. She can't run out at this point. So she's like, no, 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 stop. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she's trying to like yell at the kid. The kid is not listening. He just having a ball. He cracking up. It's a game to him. But I'm just like, ain't no way my nephews would have ever done that. Like, ain't no way. And I'm not judging her because I felt so bad for her. Like, I think he was halfway into my stall and the person next, I think they grabbed him. So I didn't have to do anything, but I would have grabbed him. If he came, I would have grabbed him and held him like, hey, he in 6. I got you. Like, and he was like 4, maybe. No, he wasn't 5. He was like 3, 4. He wasn't older. He don't know no better. He just having it's fun. I got away from you. I escaped or whatever. But I'm just thinking about it and I was just like, now I don't remember everything from when I was 3 and 4. I was very mature. But I'm just like, I would never. My nephews would never do that for one. And I just like I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love kids. But I hate when I'm trying to shop because when I'm shopping is like my stress reliever, okay? We've all done it. Sometimes you need to run and go shopping because you need some things really quick and then it's just like But most times I'm going shopping is because I'm just like, you know what, retail therapy, let me go out. So when I'm going out, I'm just like in bliss. I go and get me like a little drink, a iced coffee, a slushy, some type of drink that I want, to walk around with. I get me a little pretzel in the mall, and I'm just taking my time. I ain't got no rush, no nothing. I'm just enjoying, some retail therapy. And then here comes some kids. Okay, some kids crawling under the stall, in the bathroom, in the fitting room. They hiding in between the clothes rack in there and jumping out on you, which I don't even mind that. I just be laughing. I play with the kids. But like under the stall, especially in the bathroom, you touching me with your little sticky hands. You touching the only dress that's in my size and is white with your little sticky hands. I'm like, ugh. I don't want to babysit right now. I don't even want to talk to nobody right now. And now I'm chasing kids down the hallway because the mom then got a stroller with another baby in it, and she can't really go after that one because she got the stroller about to tip over. And I get it. It's stressful. Okay. I'm not saying that this is easy, and I definitely try to help the parents when I see they need the help. But then I look at my family and I'm like, we would never. Listen, if you are a mom that is fitting into this, I need you to learn this face. I need you to learn that face. That's the mama face. That's the I'm not playing with you. You got 2 seconds. Okay. Now the toddlers under three, they're gonna test you. You say, What if I get to five? One, two, they're gonna be like, free. Four, they don't care. They don't know. They don't know danger. Like my good friend June would say, Molly, you in danger, girl. They don't know that. They don't understand that. Okay. But you need to learn that mama face. Okay. I'm calling dad. That was another one. I'm calling dad. And they'll be like, oh, like you need a scare tactic for public that's gonna get them. When my sister went to the military, my little cousin was acting crazy. I used to be like, I'm calling her. She gonna come back and she gonna be mad y'all made her come back. They was terrified, okay? That's back when Maury used to have the drill sergeants come on there for like Beyond Scared Straight. So that worked for me for a little while. Y'all need to find that because I can't. I can, especially the grocery store pet peeves, like oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I miss when everything used to be open 24 hours because I was a midnight shopper, okay? Only people that's in there is me and the people that work there, and we all got the same agenda. Get in, do what we need to do, and get the hell out, okay? I was a midnight shopper, okay? They restocking. For the most part, everything that I need has been restocked by this point, right? Loved it. And then they stopped that, and I had to come out with the rest of y'all. Oh my God. I can't stand it, especially that blocking the aisles, ramming the back of me with the buggies, like standing all close to me in the line. Just, back up, back up. I could deal with the blocking the aisles and everything like that. I'm just go around, find another way. I'll come back later. Okay. I can even deal with a bump of the buggy every once in a while, but standing close to me, you all up on me while we're waiting to check out? No, I don't care what line it is. I don't care what store it is. Back up off me. I don't care if we going to the club. Back up off me. You being right here is not gonna make this line move faster. Go to the cashier and stand behind them like that. Maybe they'll move faster. Maybe they'll ring it up faster. But me, I'm not gonna make this line go faster. Back up off me. Back up off me, or I'm letting loose. I'm letting what's that song on TikTok when they doing the grills? That I'm farting. Okay. That is my defense thing. I'm letting it rip. Okay. What do you say? I got 21 bullets inside of the clip and I'm ready to unload this bit. Pop. That's what my butt gonna say. Pop. Back off me. Okay. There's no need for it. Back up off me. Somebody's gonna watch this and they're gonna judge me, and I don't care. I said what I said. I don't care. I know what my insecurity is, but when you up on me like that and I feel like I'm in a panic, okay, I'm claustrophobic. I feel like I'm in a panic. I have to go into defense mode. And in that moment, the only defense I have is my gas. And I'm gonna let it rip. And I am. I bet they back up. Do it. Do it. I bet you they back up off you. I promise you they gonna back up off you. And I hope it's loud too, or you can get the silent deadly ones to where they don't even know. That way they eat it. Do not judge me. I said what I said. This is my petty pet peeves. Okay. I I know immediately who's going to judge me, and I know exactly what they're gonna say. And I said what I said. I said what I said, okay? Another thing I hate is when I finally get to the register. Okay, not self-checkout, but when I finally get to the register, this is another pet peeve, and this is for anywhere. But when I have a question and they're talking really slow, I don't care if it's a grocery store, I don't care if it's a bank teller, anywhere where I have to get to a counter and I have to talk to someone and they talk slow. Like, do you know how long I had to wait in this line and now you want to talk slow? I cannot. I can't. I just be so irritated. I be trying to be nice because I don't know if there's like an underlying issue or I don't know what it is. But I'm just like, okay, yes. So you're still going. Okay. I just want to know what I need to do. What form, what aisle. And I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. So I have been watching, I know I'm late. I don't like to watch stuff when it's trending, but I've been watching Sisters. Tyler Perry's BET Sisters. First of all, bravo. Bravo. I love me some Zatima, okay? How am I Fatima and Crystal at the same time? Like the real actress herself and the character she played. I'm like both of them at the same time. Anyway, though, if y'all watch Sisters, then y'all know that Karen has her own salon and her assistant, this is deja vu, her assistant, Pam, love me some Pam, okay? She's so funny, love me some Pam, but Pam talks slow as hell. Oh, baby, I don't know if that's how she talk in real life or not, but baby, when I say Pam be talking slow, I'm just like, girl, get to the point, especially when somebody's angry and they're asking you angry questions and you taking all day with your words. What are we doing? But not only that, but Pam, when she real sarcastic, right? She real nosy. She be in everybody business. She know everybody business. But she also like the last word, she like drags it. She be like, yes, I don't know. Girl, why you even doing that to me? Girl, I'd be like, hurry up. I'm gonna give you cadence. You got to talk to the cadence because you are talking too slow for me and I need this information. Like that goes with the girls. I don't know who said that this was sexy. I don't know who said this was attractive. I don't know why y'all would think this is attractive. That's the same thing for the women that get around guys and they start to do that like baby talk. Ah! Oh, girl, why you talking like that? You do not talk like that. I think it was I Am Zoe had a video years ago, okay, like Vine days, where he was he was doing that and he was making fun of it and he was just like, the girl was like, I'm bored. And he's like, you what? I'm bored. He's like, you what? He's like, I'm bored. Dang. He's like, bitch, talk normal. Like, that's how I feel. Why are we doing this baby talk? What is this? Why are we doing the baby talk? You are an adult. You are 27 years old, man. Why are you like what are we doing? The only person that's acceptable for is like Michelle, because that's really her voice. If that's not really your voice, what are we doing? Why are you doing that? Talk about hi. Yeah. I can't even do it. That just irritated me. Just trying to do an example for y'all just irritated me so badly. Cause why Yeah, I know when I be irritated because I get the itching. Why are you talking like a baby? You don't talk like that. You don't, and a baby, you ain't gonna have like an accent or just, talk softer. Maybe sometimes talking a little, not Pam slow, but talking a little slower and just like a little more feminine. I understand that. I get that, right? A baby, you talking like a baby. Why we doing that? You don't talk like that. Like, uh, is it, am I right or am I petty? Because, like, does that not annoy y'all? I'm not a hater. Like, if that's gonna bag your man or whatever, by all means, just do what you gotta do. But why is that attractive? And for the guys that like that, please tell me. This is a safe space. This is a safe space. Just tell me why that's attractive to y'all. Because it drives me insane. The slow talking drives me insane. Dragging the words drives me insane. I just be feeling like maybe it's just me getting older. Okay. I'm like, I got stuff to do. Why is this conversation take it's like right next to small talk. I hate small talk. What do you want? Right? What do you want? So I'm like, maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I just feel like I don't got time for nothing. I don't got time for nothing. Nothing. I nope. What you got to do? Nothing, but I don't got time for this. Like I just can we speed this up? Text me. I don't even want to talk to you. Text me. Put it in the email. It's fat. You type faster than you talk. I don't understand it. I don't want to deal with it. So no, I can't stand it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now there are some people who have speech impediments, so they do talk slower. That I understand. I get that. But the people that do it on purpose to come off as seductive I'm just like, who said that this was seductive? Who was being seduced by this slow speech? You know what? It's fine. I'm not gonna keep shame at all. It's y'all let me know. Am I right or am I petty? Because those are my pet peeves for this episode. Because y'all know I got a lot and I can keep going. But those are my pet peeves for this episode. So y'all let me know if I'm being petty. Because I think that it's no excuse. Like there's no excuse for it. Oh my gosh. I just don't see myself like, okay, so I'm thinking about like the guys that I am crushing on currently. And I'm like, at this big age, I just feel like if I start talking slow or if I start talking like a baby or whatever, that they're gonna be so annoyed and be like, girl, what's wrong with you? That's how you talk? Like I feel like they're gonna be more annoyed than anything. I guess it's the type of person that you're dating or the type of person you're attracted to, maybe. Maybe they like that. But slow talk and baby talk doesn't I guess some people think equate like make that equivalent to like soft girl, but I just don't see that being a thing. But y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments what that is cuz I it's still a pet peeve for me, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I would like to know. Okay, I want to see different perspectives and different points of views and everything like that because again, I just don't see myself I think about the guys that I'm attracted to and I think about the guys that I've been crushing on and I'm just like I honestly do not think that they would even be attracted to that. I should ask them, but then they're gonna know that I'm crushing on them. Well, there's like one that knows. Maybe I'll ask him. I'm gonna ask him and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put it in the comments. I'm gonna ask and I'm gonna put it in the comments and I'm gonna let y'all know because I just don't think I guess this is like a certain type of guy would, but maybe I'm just not attracted to that type of guy. I don't know. Should I ask my crush? I'm ask. It's like two, three. How many people I'm crushing on? I don't know. But speaking of crushes, let's go ahead and get into my next topic. Okay. My next segment is petty confessions. And we're gonna have to take a sip for this. Hold on. Okay. So let's get into this next segment, y'all. I have a petty confession. I just thought about this. I have a petty confession. Some of y'all probably not liking nothing. Y'all not gonna comment on nothing. You're not gonna subscribe, but you're gonna keep coming every Wednesday, type in poetically petty, and you're gonna see what I say because that's what y'all be doing. But I have a confession. So about 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, 2025, 2020, maybe 2.5 years ago, I had a whole thing on TikTok where I was talking about my TikTok crush. Like it was a whole playlist, it was a whole series of that I was doing. And I was just like, I tried to fight it. I have a TikTok crush, whatever, whatever. So I realized that a lot of people were just in my business, right? On TikTok, they just want to know what I was doing all the time. They wasn't really rocking with me at all. They just wanted to be in my business, see what I was doing and all that. So I was like, okay, bet. I'm going to use this to my advantage because we need to get these views up. We need to get these followers up. We need to get, I'm trying to get an FYP. I'm trying to stay there all the time. So I was like, bet y'all want to know who I'm dating so bad. Y'all want to know who I like. Y'all want to know who likes me. So I was like, I'm about to make a series about my TikTok crush. And did. And it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm too old to have a TikTok crush. And they're like, no, you don't. Who is it? Tell me who it is. I know who it is. Of course, everybody's guessing. And I'm like, no. So then I kept making another video and I was doing hints. And there was about, for whatever reason, like when you're an attractive woman or just a woman in general, or even a guy, anybody of the opposite sex that you talk to or engage with, I don't mean like dating talk to, but just engage with or have any type of connection or bond with, y'all dating. There's no way that y'all both can be attractive and not date. Y'all both single. That's just the mindset that we have for whatever reason. So when I tell you there's about 7 guys that people just kept putting me with for no reason at all, I'm like, I haven't even met these people in real life. You think I'm gonna have a long distance relationship and I never met you? Who does that? Not me. I need to know what your hygiene is like first and foremost before I even put my name next to yours. That is crazy. Absolutely not. But they put me with like 7 guys, right? So I was like, okay, my next video, I'm gonna give a little more detail about who my crush is. And I just thought about all 7 of these people and I made sure the things that I said would fit at least 5 of them, right? So they all guessing, they tagging people, they tagging these guys. Some of these guys reached out like, you talking about me? I'm like, nah. Everybody that reached out, I was like, nah, 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 nah. Cause I wasn't talking about anybody, y'all. I was getting my views up. Y'all was in a frenzy, baby. Y'all was stressed out. Okay. Baby, they was stressed. And I know because my views was going crazy. Views was going up and up. And I just kept doing it. So then um 2 of the guys actually were talking to someone or started talking to people or was dating already. I don't know. I don't be in a business like that. So they start getting heat. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, no, one was dating someone, one wasn't, and they were getting heat, right? So they were losing their gifters. They weren't getting supported. Like, I knew y'all was dating. She talking about you. Meanwhile, all I said was I had a TikTok crush. I ain't said nothing yet. You just assuming? That's crazy. So I was like, oh my bad. Like they were getting reported every time they went live. Like he was getting it bad and I felt bad. So I was like, I got you. So I made a video and was like, yeah, I just love when he do this man bun. This particular person did not have hair, and it was another person that didn't have hair. So that eliminated him. He was like, she literally just said that, like, she's like, she love his man bun. Like, clearly I don't got no man bun. Like, so then it happened again, and somebody's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting heat. No one wants to support me because they think you're talking about me, blah, 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 blah. And I think this person didn't have a beard or something. So I went like, yeah, look, his beard. So I'm just eliminating everybody so that that's getting heat and losing their supporters, or they're talking to someone and they think that it's them. All of this stuff, y'all. And I never said that. I was like, oh, if I'll tell y'all who my crush is if I reach this number of followers. Um, or I said I'll give you another hint if I reach this amount of followers, which I did. And then I was like, okay, bet we doing that. Y'all really gonna follow me just to see who my crush is? That is crazy. Like y'all really want to know that bad? So then I was like, well, if I reach a certain number on Instagram, like, let me get them follows up too. Since y'all want to be nosy, let's go for it. Y'all, they was over there, going over there liking it. And I was just like, this is crazy. I don't even got no answer. Like, it's nobody, y'all. It's nobody. I just was using y'all's whatever you want to call it to get my views up. That's it. That's all. Ain't nothing to show here. It's nobody. I ain't crushing on nobody. I'm minding my business over here. I was on a whole abstinence and celibacy journey. I'm not trying to get to know nobody because I personally don't mind, but the men, they couldn't hit. I'm like, I'm abstinent. I'm not trying to do anything anytime soon. I'm still working on my relationships with God. So they immediately like, now my feelings hurt. So I was like, I ain't even about to put myself in that situation. But that's my petty confession. Y'all, if y'all were one of the people that was out here guessing who my TikTok crush was, if y'all, I did have one. I ain't gonna hold, there was one, but after posting these, I realized, nah, he's just pretty to look at. After getting to know this person, I was like, eh. But I really didn't have no crush when I was making those videos. I really was just like, how can I get my views up? How can I get more followers? I need to get more traction so I can get an FYP. And I just worked my way back. But y'all was DMing me, y'all was guessing, like, oh my God, y'all was going crazy. So then the memories came up, and I don't know if it was the memories or if it was around the time when I did the first video. So when I posted that, oh my God, when I posted Mrs. Showtime, y'all was like, I knew it, loud and wrong. Like, y'all was so just like, I knew it was him. And I was like, him what? Oh, no. But again, I know that people are nosy. I know that people want to be in my business for whatever reason. It's just little old me, just a little old juice. I don't know why everybody wants to know what I got going. I don't got nothing going on, y'all. I keep telling y'all I'm abstinent. I keep telling y'all my ain't nobody in my DMs but James. I keep telling y'all that I'm just on my journey. I ain't thinking about nobody. I ain't worried about nobody. I be minding my business, but for whatever reason, y'all don't believe me. Like we are just friends, and we're friends. Like that's it. But y'all really be just like, she lying? Ain't no way. Y'all be in the lobby swag surfing, just waiting for me to say something, to screen record something, to put the puzzle to piece together for something, and ain't nothing there. Ain't nothing there. So I use that to my advantage to build my platform. It worked. I said I had a TikTok crush. I just kept describing people that matched, made sure at least three people matched that same description so that their following can keep coming to my page, keep checking. And I was like, yeah, if somebody put their name, they're like, if you put the name in the comments, would you tell us if it's true? I was like, sure. There was nobody. So y'all was never going to put a name. And then the one person that later did become my crush, y'all wasn't even thinking about that person because I had started this before they came my crush. So there was nothing. I just needed y'all to come to my page and y'all kept coming back, running in and out. Y'all kept coming back just to see who my crush was, but y'all, I didn't have no crush. But I appreciate the follows. I appreciate the views. It really set my page off and took me to the next level. So I appreciate y'all being nosy because it helps. It really helped. And here we are with a podcast. TikTok shop is going crazy. My opportunities are coming here and there. I'm being seen by different people, and I don't have a huge following, but it was much bigger than what it was. All because y'all thought I had a TikTok crush, and y'all just wanted to keep coming and seeing who. There was no crush. So that is my petty confession for you guys. I didn't have a TikTok crush. I don't have a TikTok crush, y'all. I just was putting everybody that y'all thought I was crushing on or was crushing on me into one pot, seeing what they all had in common, and saying this is what I loved about my TikTok crush. There was one time when I went, and this was when everybody was battling. So like every Friday there was big battle after big battle after big battle. So I was like, "Oh, when your TikTok crush has a big battle, so you got to pull an extra shift at work." Oh my God, when I tell you, They was watching like a hawk. They was screen recording and screenshotting me gifting and then sending that guy my video of me saying I was working an extra shift because of their battle and then showing them that I gifted them like I wasn't just going around gifting people. Like when I tell you, they were on it, okay? These TikTok detectives was on your girl, making my views go up. So I appreciate y'all. I truly do. You guys helped me get into FYP, which helped me grow my page, all because you thought I had a TikTok crush. And I was lying. I was lying for the views. So I appreciate y'all. But that is my petty confession, y'all. So we are coming to the end of the show. And y'all know I always like to leave you guys on a positive note. So we're going to go right into the next segment. And this is called Poetically Positive. Now, y'all know I'm going to have to give me a little drink because this one, we're going to get a little personal here, okay? I'm gonna put y'all all in my business a little bit. It's season 2. Well, why not? When I'm by myself, I feel like I'm more vulnerable and I be wanting to, give y'all a little bit more. So let me get this together. Whew. Okay. Y'all ever just like be sitting and just think like, dang, I remember when I prayed for what I have right now. And then you think about where you were when you prayed for what you have right now. Y'all ever sit and think about that? Just think about when you pray for what you have right now. And it doesn't have to be the mansion, the dream job and the marriage and kids and all that. Just any little symbol that you prayed you just had a job. There was a time for a lot of people, okay, not too long ago, 2020, when folks didn't have work. They didn't have no income. You didn't know when you was going to eat. You didn't know what was like how you was going to pay your bills. Like you didn't know. And you prayed and you prayed and you prayed. And now in 2025, just look at the things that you have now that you prayed for before. Just like just sit and think about that because it's just like I I really just wasn't out here doing anything crazy. Like I just wasn't because I just don't casually just be out here laying with anybody, right? Just because I'm single. That's just not me. That's not what I do. It's never been. It's how I was raised, but it's also a personal choice. So I was on my celibacy journey, right? I moved from New York. I had no plans. I had I just need to go. It was a lot going on in my life in that time and I just needed a change. Like everything around me just reminded me of a trauma that I was trying to heal from. And I just like I can't my car, my home, like work, everything just reminded me of this. And I was just like, I cannot. And I remember just praying and praying and praying for different things. And I finally got the courage and I just packed up and moved. I ain't had no plans. I ain't have nothing. All I knew is I was moving down from New York to Georgia. That's all I knew. Didn't have nothing lined up. I had a savings and I had a cousin who was allowing me to get a bed, right? And I moved. And then my sister drove with me and she helped me when I first got here. And then everything was okay, right? Because that was something familiar, that was something comfortable. I was coming to see um, family members I ain't seen in a while. So everything was fun. And then my sister left, and that's when it like really hit me. That's when it really like sunk in. And I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. What did I just do? Like I had two good jobs. I quit my like was making decent money and I knew coming here I would take a major pay cut. But I didn't realize it was that much of a pay cut until I started applying for jobs. So in this moment, I was just like, what did I do? Like, I let a temporary emotion make me just quit everything and just run. And I prayed and I cried and I prayed and I cried. And I wrote down a list. I was always doing that. I was just writing. I would just write down stuff when I was just in a dark space or I just didn't know what I was doing or whatever. And I would just write. And then after I would write, it was almost like word vomit. Like I would just feel like I need to write something or I just wanted to write something. So I just start writing. And then when I was done, I would look at it and read it. And I'm like, I don't even remember writing this. And I just did it. It's kind of like you ever drive to work and you be at work and then you like snap into reality and you're like, oh my God, I don't even remember the drive here. I hope I didn't break any laws or anything crazy because I don't even remember driving here. It's like that when I get to writing. And I would do that often. And I wrote everything out from 2019 to 2026, which we are now, right? And I was just like in a low space. I was going through a breakup. Well, I was broken up. Broken up. We was going back and forth. He got in a whole relationship while we were working on us. It was just like a lot of stuff. And this is not throwing shade at him or anything like that. Like I've been over it. I'm just telling you guys my testimony, okay? I'm not a pastor or anything like that. A lot of people say things like prophet and all that, and that's sure, but like I tell stories through my testimony. That's all I can do, right? So this is my truth just as much as it's theirs, but this is me. I was going through this breakup. I'm seeing him with a different person, just happy. But then sometimes I'm getting calls and it's just like just going through so much emotional stuff. And I was just like, it was a why me all the time. Like, why me? Why not me? Why me? Why not me? And I started questioning God and I didn't like that because I knew that wasn't it. But I could feel my faith becoming extremely shaky. I ain't like that. So I was like, okay. I was already abstinent, right? We just broke up, long distance. Now I moved away. Um, not talking to him, but I'm still kind of hoping things will work out. So I don't want to do anything too rash, right? I don't want to get my lick back. Um, but that's also not who I am. So I'm just like I'm sitting and then I start writing in a book and I remember all the things that I wrote and I was like, first of all, I have to work on healing, right? So I said, all I'm doing, I'm not talking to nobody, I'm not chasing nobody, I don't want to party because everybody's like, you need to get out, you need to party, have fun. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. Like it's just hard to wake up and get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. So I said, I'm chilling. Um, what I say, chilling, healing, and building. I'm in a new place. I got to build myself up here. I have to get a home. I have to build clientele. I have to do all these things, right? And I'm not going to tell you everything that I wrote down in there, but I just remember in those moments what I wanted. I remember in those moments what I wanted. And I still wanted the things that we discussed, as a couple. I still wanted those things because I meant it. That's truly what I wanted. Um, but y'all, I found another notebook. Okay. I found another notebook where I wrote things and it's just like to go back and read like journal entries. Um and I always try to when I'm doing a journal, this is what I recommend. I know some people have diaries and they write, right? But it's almost like rereading text messages, right? So when I'm doing journal entries or I'm writing, I try to focus on what I want in that moment versus what I'm going through in that moment. I'm going to remember what I was going through in those moments, right? But when I am in a good space, or sometimes when I'm not in a good space, I don't want to go back and like rip off that band aid by reading where I was and reading that. It's like, again, going back through text messages and reading your arguments and stuff, and you get angry again, or you get sad again, or you get depressed again. I don't want to do that. So I just wrote down things that I wanted in those moments. And a lot of it was just like little things. And I just was like, I'm not gonna read it all to y'all because I don't need y'all in my business. I don't like to show emotions, so we're gonna try not to get emotional. Because earlier today I was just thinking about it at work and like I had to get up and walk out. But it was a good feel. It was a bad feeling, but it was a good feeling because I remember where I was when I prayed for where I am. So I remember the dark times. I remember those things, and it's just like to see that I'm here and I've been living in this in this moment and I'm navigating through this and this has become my norm. It just made me emotional because I know now what I have been writing down of what I want from this moment on. And I'm just like, oh, I'm getting that. I know I'm gonna get it. Like, I'm a master manifester. Like, I know I'm gonna get it. But like, what I'll do is I'm not gonna tell you guys what I wrote on this paper, but I'm gonna tell you what I was going through when I wrote this. Okay. At least what I think I was based on the other stuff in here. So I was still going through the traumas of, a breakup, I guess. Not so much the breakup, it was just like when you think that's it, when you think this is like, when you finally exhale, if you will, and then you realize, nope. And you realize you got to start over. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot. So I I was still dealing with that because I was just like, where did I go wrong? Like, why was that not it, right? I was in a space where I left work and I came back in. It's like everybody was gunning for my spot. Like everybody wanted my spot, but nobody wanted it when I got it. And then I made it look good and then everybody wanted it. And I just felt like that was the same thing with a lot of things. Like nobody wants it until I get it. And it was like a realization that people don't even want what they don't even want the things that I have. They just don't want me to have it because it makes me look like I'm happy. So they genuinely just didn't want me happy. And I was just like, but why? Like, why? I don't do anything to these people. Where is the jealousy coming from? Like, I've never done anything to you. I'm such a cheerleader. I I'm just like, what have I, you know what I mean? Um, so there was that. Um, and then I realized that I was trying to run to, I'm trying not to get emotional. I I'm about to be one of the people that cry on the podcast. I I feel like I was running to guys, and it's not like I don't want to say like that because it wasn't like a daddy issue thing, because I was also like taking on more responsibility at work to find value in myself, right? Let me take on more responsibility. Let me help you so that I can find value in myself, because I felt like certain people around me weren't finding value in me. So that was a thing. I would try to run to guys, or, you know, be extra helpful in a relationship, or find a guy that was broken and try to fix him so I can find value in me, because that made me feel like if they valued me, then I can find value in myself. And I realized that I was putting too much power and too much of my happiness into other people's hands. And with me doing that, that means they can take that happiness away whenever they decide they don't want to deal with me anymore. And that's literally exactly what happened. And I was just like, oh my God, you know? And that's when I realized that I have to know my worth first. Like, I have to know my worth. And I didn't just mean relationships, I meant at work, because they'll take advantage of you at work. And that's what they were doing. I was doing all this work and I wasn't getting paid for it. And then when I started to say that, hey, I have to get paid for this, or hey, I'm not doing this, then it was just like, how dare you? You know? And people will run all over you and they'll take advantage of you if they'll take advantage of you if you allow them, if you don't know your worth. And then it's like a double-edged sword, because if you know your worth and then you stand on that and you make people respect you, and then it's like, how dare you? And this may just be a woman thing, this may just be a black woman thing, but it's like, you'll work really, really hard and people will still say like you don't deserve it. So you'll work harder to get their approval, And they'll say you don't deserve it, or they'll say that it's another reason why. And I kept doing that, and I kept working harder and harder and harder. And it's like, no matter what I did, no matter how many certifications I got, no matter how many degrees I got, it didn't matter, right? Everyone's like, she only got that because she's black. She only got that because she's a woman. She only got that because she's pretty. And it's just like, you don't see all these degrees behind me? You don't see all these certifications behind me? You don't see this 9 years of service? You didn't see the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this. You don't see the PTSD. It's just like now, even now, like I have a handicap sticker, right? As a disabled veteran. The amount of stares I get when I park in a handicap and get out and they see me looking like this and they just feel you don't deserve it. So because my disability is invisible to you, because you can't see this pain in my knee, because you can't see this back, you're not coming to the chiropractor every week with me. You're not going to physical therapy. You're not calling your therapist. This has become my therapy. And it's just like I kept putting my value and I kept putting my worth into other people's hands. And I was running here and running there, and I was trying to find value in everything and in everyone but myself. I was trying to find validation from everyone but God. So that's what made me jump into my celibacy journey, because I was like, I don't want to care about anybody else. I don't want to focus on anybody else. I don't want to focus on any relationship with anyone. I lost friends. Okay, I lost friends. I have friends that were jealous of me, because every time I realized that when I was down and out and when I was doing bad, that's when they were always around, right? And I was like, they're such a good friend. Every time I'm down and out, they're always there. Then I realized every time I was winning, they weren't. And if they were negative, or they were sulking in the corner, or there was just always something wrong, or they were having a. You ever have someone like that? It's like every time you have a good day, they have a bad day. Every time you got something to celebrate, they have a reason why they can't celebrate with you. Like it was like that. And I was just like, damn, I let this person in my home. I broke bread with them. I was checking on them. I was rooting for them. And I thought it was the same, but it wasn't the same. And I was just like, forget everything, forget everyone, focus on God. Because I can't do anything. Like I can't do nothing without God. So why am I going to everyone else for help when God is the only person that can help me? You know what I mean? So I had to stop seeking validation in everyone else and stop trying to look for healing from my trauma from everyone else and focus on my relationship with God. Um, there were moments and times where nobody, I thought nobody was going to like me in the end, because I pulled off like away. And I thought I explained it to everyone well, that everyone that mattered, right? But I started noticing that like friends were not doing anything. And this isn't a jab at anyone or anything, right? But I started noticing that friends were doing things that we normally do without me, like no call, no nothing. And I'm like, okay, I only find out because other people or a friend of a friend will be like, oh, are you going to so and so's event? And I'm like, I didn't get an invite to so and so's event. And they're like, "Oh, I'm sure you can come." I'm not going. I'm not going. Like, if I didn't get an invite, they don't want me there. And I'm just like, okay, what I do to this person? You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't mean to anyone. I wasn't rude or nasty or anything like that. I was just quiet. I was quiet, and that was my response, right? And they're the people that could reach me, they knew how to reach me, and they were. So shout out to y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. I'm not saying names. Um, but then there was people that was just like, they just wasn't fucking with me. And I don't know why. I still don't know why. I don't know what I did. I don't know what it was. They kind of do, here and there, but they really weren't. Um, People I worked with were being weird to me. And I just felt like everybody was like against me and nobody was understanding what I was going through. And I'm just like watching this, but it felt like an out of body experience because I'm like watching it, but it's like I don't know. It's like I was seeing it from a different lens. So I guess because I was going through a different state, like I was just seeing things differently. And I had friends that were jealous. I had family members that was jealous. So when you feel like these people are all upset or they just have negative energy towards you or different things like that, you just like, who do I go to? Who can I run to? Or when I was vulnerable with people and I would tell them things, and I'm not a person that likes to show emotion, as you can see, I'm like trying to hold it together. Um, as I was going through things and I would share these moments with them, the responses like I would get was just like, ah, like you still like get over it, like type vibe. And I'm like, okay, okay. It's like, damn, kick me when I'm down. Like, just, oh my gosh. So I realized the only person, not the only person, because of course, I have my family and my immediate friends and stuff like that. But I was to a point where I was so broken that I was embarrassed and I didn't want to tell them. I didn't want to tell them. So I was pretending around them. But like, I literally was can't eat, can't sleep, lost weight, all kind of stuff. And every night, y'all, every night, I was just crying to God. And I'm just crying. And I just felt like I just finally, after so long and so many tears, I felt like I finally heard God say, like, what is it? What do you want? Like, what do you want? And I was like, I just don't want to feel like this anymore. And it wasn't like, I want to end it all or anything like that. I've never had thoughts like that, but I was just like, this ain't it. You know what I mean? I'm like, this ain't it. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I'm a good person. I thought I was doing everything that you asked of me. Obviously, I was wrong. At some point, I got lost. I'm just trying to find my way back home. I'm just trying to get through this. Like, I don't know. And I think I was in a space where I think I was in a space where I just wanted somebody to like me, not even romantically. And I know there was people, but self-sabotage is real. And in my mind, I just was like, don't nobody like me. Like, I'm a cheerleader. I like to push you to your potential, right? If I see that, I'm ready to go. And that was bothering some of the guys that I was interested in because I was too pushy. I was too bossy. I was this and I was like, okay, stop doing that, right? And then for some of them, I was too smart. So now I'm like trying to play dumb. And then in the end, I'm just like, I'm not being myself. I don't even know who I am. Like, I don't even know who I am anymore. So I was like the only person that's not judging me for, and I won't say the only person, but again, I was embarrassed to talk to my friends and my family. I was embarrassed of how far I had fallen off, how deeply depressed I was, right? I didn't really know what depression was until I was there. Like, and I was embarrassed because I'm the strong friend. Like, I'm supposed to keep it together. I'm the smart one. I'm the strong one. I got all these people looking up to me and depending on me. Like, I can't show them weakness. Like, I can't. What are you doing? Like, and it's like, I can say this. It's real easy to say, but I couldn't do it. Like, I was just having a hard time. And I would try to do mantras and I would try to do affirmations. And every time I said anything or looked in the mirror, I just would cry. I would just cry. There was times at work where I had to fake being sick so I can go home because I was just gonna cry. And I eventually just had to tell my boss what I was going through, which was so embarrassing because I was the one that always had everything together. I had everything together. And I was just too afraid to tell anybody, right? So I was like, I gotta do this. I gotta do something because I like, what am I doing? Where am I going? And I just didn't care about anything anymore. And that was scary to me because I feel like the next thing is not caring about if I live or not, right? And that was scary. I ain't have therapy. I am no therapist. I didn't have money for that, right? So I just started to, I had to block everything. I had to tell my sister, like, change every password. I can't be on social media. I can't handle it. I can't handle social media. Um, when an order would come in for my business, I would just like cringe because I had to open my phone. Every notification that went off, I would cringe because when all these notifications were going off before, it was people blowing me up because they were just realizing that I was no longer in a relationship or they were trying to figure out what was going on. And my heart would drop every time and I would have an anxiety attack. I would have a panic attack. And a lot of it was because I always had everything together, always had a plan and everything. And it's just like if anything was out of order, I would fix it right away and get it back into order. And now I'm just, nothing is working. And once I was able to just focus on God, I had to get out of that space. First and foremost, I had to get out of space. So, my advice to you guys is if you're in a dark space, and I know it's not always easy, you have to get out of that space. You can't see anything. It's damage, it's tarn. You have to get out of that space. You just have to move. And that's what I did. I gave up everything. I don't care. I was giving away furniture. I just gave up everything because it was too much history in it and it was reminding me too much and it was holding me back from going forward. So once I did that, it was just like, okay, I'm in a new place, new surroundings, but it still hurts, right? I still don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know where I'm going. And then I was scared because I'm like, what do you don't have nothing lined up? Again, I'm a person that I'm strategic. I have a plan. Okay. I make a list and I check the boxes as we go. And in that moment, I learned very quickly that, baby, this list don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Like, God laughed at this list. And then once I healed enough and once I remembered who I was and was like, okay, you had a moment, but you can still get back to her. I was like, okay. And then that's when I was able to get back to that list. But I had to make more lists, right? I had to make more lists. And if you're a person like me that make lists, what I realize is that you can make a list and you can check those boxes, right? They do not have to be checked in order. Okay. The plan may change, but the goal doesn't have to. So once I stopped focusing on the order that I was checking off these boxes, once I stopped focusing on, okay, is this box finished? Like, yeah, you might have a box or a bullet But underneath that bullet, it's like 17 more bullets. Okay. So celebrate those small wins. Remember those small wins. Get it for me, getting up in the morning, getting in the shower, and cooking breakfast was a major win. Major win. It was really hard for me to get out of bed. Okay. I would have the shower at night because I would leave work, come in the house. I work till midnight, come in the house, and I would literally run to the shower and cry. And that's when I was bathing. Because if I got in the bed, I wasn't getting out of it until it was time. I was late. I was struggling. There were times where I would get in the shower, get out the shower, put my uniform on, and go to sleep because I already knew that I was going to struggle getting up in the morning. I would wear that uniform for 17 hours. Like, I would wear it to my first job, which it didn't require a uniform, so that I can be dressed for the second job because it was just too much for me to try to go home and change or even change at work. Like, it was just a task. So, getting out of bed and just cooking food to cook and not buy fast food or not eat at all because I wasn't eating. I lost so much weight. I looked sick. Everyone could see it, which is even more embarrassing. I was hiding from my family, hiding from my friends, wearing it was like I think it was winter time, so I was wearing big coats and big clothes trying to gain my weight back. I was drinking protein shakes and, trying to do meal replacement shakes so that I can at least have something. Like it was bad. It was really bad, but I started to focus on my relationship with God. I was like, this is the only relationship. This is the only person that I know loves me and isn't jealous of me and isn't doing any of the things that had hurt me in those moments and any of those things that had added to my traumas. So I did that. I focused on God. I moved. Um, and then I just remained abstinent. Now for my birthday, 33rd birthday, I took a vow of celibacy because I was like, okay, I've accomplished these things, right? In these past couple years, I've accomplished these things, but it was just like little things that I was needs to do anyway. Move, get a job, get a house, like or get a place to stay of my own. So I found that list again and I looked at it and I was like, oh, these are major things coming up. Like I really need to like how this gonna happen? So I took a vow of celibacy. Within that vow, it wasn't just, I was focused on my relationship with God still, but I changed some habits. I changed some things I would do. When I wake up in the morning, I would instantly pray. I would meditate. I would try not to be on my phone or any social media for at least an hour. I was trying to read books at night. It was so many things I was doing. Um, I was listening to motivational podcasts, or in the morning, I would listen to scriptures. I would read a Bible verse. I would find a YouTube video that was related to what that Bible verse was about. So there was like a lot of things that I was doing with the celibacy. It wasn't just like, oh, she's not having sex because I already was abstinent, right? But within that, you guys, I just found like with fasting in that way, and that, of course, I gave up some small things. I can't remember now, but it was just like little small things. Whenever I'm fasting or whenever I'm celibate, I'm not running to people to find my value. I'm not taking on more responsibility to find my value. I'm not taking on bad habits to find my value. I'm putting myself I'm just seeking God and I'm getting my value from God. I'm getting my worth from God and nobody else, right? I'm finding my happiness within myself and through God when I'm celibate and when I'm fasting. So I always accomplish the most in those moments. Like there's so many things that are done or said, but I'm not bothered anymore. Back then, I would have cried. My feelings would have been hurt. I'm ready to pop off. I'm ready to snap. I got to reply. Now I'm just like, okay, all right. And that's because I stopped seeking my happiness through other people. I stopped seeking my validation and my value and my worth through other people or through actions. And I started to seek it from God. Now, I'm not the most religious person. Okay. If you throw a Bible scripture at me, I'm not going to know what book or anything like that. Okay. I don't remember all the stories. I'm by no means the most spiritual person out here or the most religious person out here, but I know what works for me. I know what works with God in the conversation. And I've never told anyone this, so I guess I'll say it here because this is my platform. But I guess my promise to God or my my deal or my compromise with God is that, yeah, I'm still going to study the Bible. I'm still going to read the Bible and have church and all those things. But I just feel like I would learn it more because I've done this. Okay. As a kid, I was always in church and all that. But some things you forget, right? And my deal was that when I find my husband or when my husband finds me, my husband is going to not lead me to God, but my relationship with my husband and our bond is going to get me to the point where I'm learning and I'm remembering, right? My husband is going to lead me to the word. My husband is going to be the one that teaches me the word in a way that I'm going to remember or that it relates to me. That's who, like, if you're going to lead me, you got to be able to lead me there first, right? Not just to the altar, not just to the church to get married, but you have to lead me there. So that was like my deal with God. And it's not that, oh, I ain't gonna worship God or anything like that because I'm unmarried. That's silly. What I'm saying to you is that yes, I'm going to do these things on my own, but I know that when I find my husband and when my husband finds me, that my relationship and my bond is going to be so much stronger with God because now it's two. Yeah, I can sit here, I can talk to God all day, I can pray, but when it's two of you and someone who truly cares about you, someone who loves you, someone who wants the best for you, okay, in an intimate way, not the intimate way of your parent wanting the best for your child, but just like someone who just loved, like, eat, breathe, sleep you, you know, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be in a husband. That's what it's going to be in a spouse. At least for me, I can't speak for everybody else. So that was my deal. But I say all this to say that if you find yourself in a space that I was in, fast. I'm not going to say be celibate or abstinent. Okay, you have to find out what it is. What it is. For me, I kept trying to run to a relationship, run to something, run to somebody. It didn't even have to be a relationship. I was running to somebody, right? I kept adding responsibility. So I had to cut things out. If you run to alcohol, take time away from it, cut it out, fast from it. If you run to anything else, fast from it. If you spend money all the time and go shopping, fast from it. If it is sex for you, fast from it. And again, you guys have heard me say this over and over. Sex is the one thing where you're connected to somebody physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Okay, you can connect to them all four of those ways. So it's like giving so much power to someone. So I felt like I was giving so much power to these guys. And it's not that they didn't respect me, but they didn't care to have a relationship with me or anything more than just, I know we're talking about religion, but it's like you get that post nut clarity and you're just like, mm, this ain't it. Why am I here? Right. So fast from something. Write down, make a list, write down the things that you want. Start there. Get excited about. Write down the things that you want. And then write down how how you can get there. Right? Each bullet, how you going to get there? Because you got to celebrate those small wins, right? Then I wrote a letter to God. You guys, I don't know if you're religious or not, but write a letter to God. And in those moments, that's when I realized where I was. That's when I realized how much this has consumed me, how deep in this dark space I was, right? But then write down all those things that you want, all the things that's stopping you from getting there, right? But I personally don't write down the things that are the bad things or the space that I'm in because I don't want to go back and read that and I'm going to do it. But if you do that, write that down and then write down all the things or just think about all the things that you do to escape those things. Whatever it is, a breakup, a loss of someone, grief, whatever it is, those things whatever you run to deal with that, try cutting that out. If it's a bad thing, if you run a church, cool. But if it's a bad thing or if it's a negative habit, fast from it. Try a week, then try a month, and then try a little longer. The goal would be a year. The goal would be a year. And then from there, you can decide if you want to go on further. Because that's what I did with my abstinence and my celibacy. And then I just kept going because, again, I wasn't dating. I don't just be casually out here. And I started noticing all the things that I was accomplishing. And I started noticing how easy it was becoming. And I noticed how peaceful I was becoming and how my relationship with God was just building. So I just kept going and I just kept doing it. But I can literally talk about this. This could be a whole episode, and I'm not about to do that because I ain't about to get emotional again because I'm a thug. But remember, with every breakdown, there's a breakthrough. I know I say this a lot, but it's because I mean it. I've been there. I've been there. I've been that girl. I've been there, and that's all I can do. Stop trying to find happiness in other people. You have to find it within yourself. And I know it sounds very cliche. I know it sounds very easy, and it's not always easy. But when you give your happiness or you give your validation, you give someone the power over your validation, then they have the power to take that happiness and that validation away. And you have to start over again. That's why you have to find it within yourself or within God. Um, it's the only way that you're going to be able to do that. And then you're going to find a whole different level of peace. It's just a beautiful thing. And I tell you guys all the time, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone in order for you to even go through this. In order for you to even experience this, you have to step out of that comfort zone. So, with that being said, you guys, I am going to go ahead and end this episode. It's your girl, That's So Juicy. And this is episode 3 of the Poetically Petty podcast, season 2. And I will see you guys later. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, it definitely helps the channel. But um, I just I usually end with stay petty, stay positive, stay poetic, and all that good stuff. But honestly, you guys, I'm just going to end on a positive note by saying, remember that with every breakdown, there's a breakthrough. Okay. If you feel like you are going through a breakdown and every time you turn, it's just something negative, just know that breakthrough is right on the other side of that breakdown. Breakdown, cry. Okay. Do what you need to do, but understand that you got to keep going. There is a breakthrough, I promise. Okay. It's okay to bend, but we don't break. It's okay to take a break, but we don't stop. All right, y'all. It's your girl, That's So Juicy. And this has been another episode of the Poetically Petty podcast. Peace.
Yeah, poetically petty, that's so juicy. That's her.